All right, guys, what's going on? Hope you're doing good. Thank you for tuning in. We'll let everybody jump on in here. I got a little busy attending to something else, got sucked in. Was over at Mr. E's Crimecast, listening to those great people over there. So, yeah, we're going to wait for a few people to get in here. I'm putting all this stuff up from where I've been detailing, guys. Been detailing. Anybody need a car cleaned? Oh, that is hard work, guys. That is hard work cleaning a car. So I figured we'd talk a little bit about the Summer Wells case and the Sebastian Rogers case too. Trying to fix my screen here. So, all right, we're starting to get a few people in here now. Got Jill, Amy Lou, Sassy, Janet. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. I'm back on my crappy PC and crappy camera and crappy microphone. So let me know if you can see and hear me okay. All right. Hey, Killer Bees. Hi, Hillendale. All right. Good deal. Good deal. So, what do you guys want to talk about? I'm going to leave it up to you guys tonight. We're just going to have a chat. It's just going to be a casual live stream, guys. Just going to be casual. Little Red says, yeah, what a mess today. Hey, it's not really too big of a mess, I guess. Wait, what? Says I just got my sweet tea. Yeah, I've got some that I need to go break into. Got a whole gallon of it, guys. Got a whole gallon of sweet tea I need to break into. Cooler weather's setting in. It felt pretty good up here today. And the leaves are starting to fall. Not turning colors, but they're starting to fall. Little Red says, do you think this will shut down Bullhorn Betty channel? Nah, I don't think it'll shut the channel down. Let's see. Janet says, I love Dr. Pepper Jam. Sassy says she loves the fall. 108. Good Lord, where you at? Death Valley, Little Red? And Janet says nice here too. So yeah, I'm thinking fall is in the air. I remember telling some people today when I was out in town, I was like, I love fall. I love the atmosphere. Everything's changing. Fall and spring are my two favorite seasons just because, everything's changing and, just the whole atmosphere of coming out of winter and going into spring and, coming out of summer, going into fall. It's just got that feel to it where, don't get me wrong, summer and winter have that feel to it too, believe me, but there's just the change going into spring and fall. Just, it's something, I don't know, to me, it's kind of something spiritual. I don't know about you guys, but it just kind of feels spiritual to me. I don't know. I'm crazy for saying that, but it just, I don't know. It kind of rejuvenates the way I feel until winter gets here. So I tell a bunch of people today, I said, I love the fall, but I know what comes after it, and I don't like that. Yeah, Janet says next week's supposed to be hotter than cotton brown again. Feels spiritual to me too. Let's see, Mary Owen says it feels good. Hey, Jen, good evening. So, yeah, what do you guys want to talk about? Moved to Florida. Heads up, guys, I may be moving. Um, and I may be moving to a beach, but I don't know exactly where yet. I may be moving in about 5 years. Probably gonna sell this place and get me something a little bit newer and more basic. But I'm thinking maybe Charleston, um, somewhere in the Charleston area. So be doing that. Little Red says, "Aren't you retired?" Well, I'm kind of semi-retired, Little Red. I would say I'm semi-retired. Don't get me wrong. I still like making money. I'll never get tired of making money. And with the way things work out when you get older, it's my belief that you need to have as much money as you can, because you never know. You never know when something health related is going to come up. You know what I mean? You've got, cancer could hit you at any time. Diabetes, arthritis, high blood pressure, eye disease, hearing. I mean, you never know what kind of health problems are going to, they can happen anytime, but as you get older, you're more of a risk as you get older. So, don't, and it's expensive, guys. Insurance is expensive now. Everything healthcare related is so expensive. So oh, hey, Rita. Rita says South Carolina here also. Love me some Charleston. Love me some Charleston. We went to, I went to Isle of Palms, Rita. Isle of Palms, Charleston. Went across that bridge, the suspension bridge. Love that thing. Took a boat ride over to Fort Sumter. That was pretty awesome. So, Gypsy, nothing's getting cheaper, that's for sure. So, oh yeah, I'd say, Rita, we still got. Technically, it's still summer, but we even have some. Normally here in East Tennessee, we have mild days up until. Golly, I've seen on Christmas. It's been in the 60s here before on Christmas. So you wake up and it's like 50 degrees, at 6 o'clock in the morning. And then, by that afternoon, it's 65 degrees and, it's just real mild. But I think, once December gets here to the southeast, you start having those wild fluctuations where it could be 70 degrees, one day in the week, and the high could be 38 degrees, toward the end of the week. Oh yeah, and I do plan on going to the mountains. So for you guys that like to see, the Smoky Mountains and the color that they put on during the fall, I do plan on taking y'all out. Well, they don't have no cell phone towers up in the Smokies, so I can't do a live stream. But what I will do is I'll get a bunch of footage together for you, and I'll take you guys up into the Smoky Mountains and let you see some real, beautiful and colorful places that I know of up there. So stay tuned for that. I'll try to get about an hour's worth of video for you. That way you guys can watch it quite a bit. So take it all in. Go out to Cades Cove. Anybody in here been out to Cades Cove up in the Smoky Mountains? That place up there, Cades Cove, if you've never been there, it's kind of like, I would consider it like you're on the set of probably Little House on the Prairie. That's the way I would say it, That's what I would compare it to. Janet says, yep. V says, about every year. Reversed images says 3 times a year. It's beautiful. Yes, beautiful. So I'm going to go out there and get some video pictures. Katie says, I went there when I lived there. Janet says, beautiful. Yep. So I'm going to do that. I've got quite a bit of stuff scheduled for this fall. And I still got to remember me talking about the dumping grounds that I want to go to. I decided to hold off on that. I bet you guys thought I completely just, dropped the ball on that. But with it being so hot and basically snake season and all the foliage is out, I wanted to wait till fall to go to the dumping grounds. That way, I can see stuff better. I got some tools I'm gonna take with me, and so if there's something out there, hey Garrett, hey buddy, I just really wanted to avoid the snakes, to be honest with you. They are, back when I was, going up there and running the ridges and stuff like that, just about got bit by a big old fat copperhead. Matter of fact, it did hit me, but it hit my boot instead of my. Luckily, it was down below my boot, and it hit my boot. And I thought I stepped on the stick, and it came up and smacked my leg, but it was a big old copperhead, and took my 12 gauge and introduced that copperhead to my 12 gauge, and he didn't like it too good. He lost his head. Oh yeah, and we've got timber rattlers up here too. Timber rattlers. As far as venom goes, I'd say the timber rattlers are way worse than copperheads. But both of those bites, they're pretty nasty, guys. The venom in both of those can be pretty nasty. So yeah, I didn't know this, guys, but one vial. Listen at this. One vial of anti-venom, because I was watching, what's that guy with the long hair? He's out in the Midwest. He's a snake. He's all into snakes and stuff and works he's a doctor. Anyway, he said out there, one vial of anti-venom is $10,000. Just one vial. So can you imagine if you actually had to have like 5 vials of anti-venom? That's just in anti-venom alone. That would be your bill right there. Just in anti-venom would be $50,000. Yeah, Garrett, I'd say they do. I mean, even on that, if you've got a 10% deductible, you're still looking at $5,000. Getting bit by a snake, guys, or a venomous snake, guys, is not cheap. I figured that out by watching them. I think it's Discovery. No, it's Animal Planet. That's what it was, Animal Planet. So yeah, I'm gonna go to the dumping grounds this fall. Let's see here. Probably right up into Beach Creek. Check out a few places up there. But guys, did y'all hear about that D. Warner? Did y'all hear about that D. Warner woman that they found? I guess they found her remains. Found her remains in a propane tank. on the property. I guess it's what the gas is in for the house. It looked like a residential propane tank to me. Um, and I got to looking at those, and I don't know if you can just shove a body down in one of those. So I kind of wonder if she was dismembered and then put down in it, because I guess it's like maybe a maintenance port on the tank. It just doesn't look very big at all. So I kind of wonder if Dee was dismembered, and she was put in it. Oh, okay. Yes. And no, her husband cut the side open and welded it back. Oh, okay. Damn, I'd be afraid to cut open a damn propane tank. I'd be, well, I guess I don't know if you can like drain them, but even draining all the gas out of it, I'd still be afraid to cut that sucker open. I'd be afraid there'd be some residual gas in there, and boom, The last time I cut open a propane tank. Yeah. See, I'd be afraid, Jen. There'd be some fumes in there, and propane's pretty volatile. Um, but now that I was thinking about that, you know what, guys? If Dee Warner had been in that propane tank this whole time, you know what? Flyers wouldn't have done no good. I just thought about that. Flyers wouldn't have done no good at all, would they? But there was somebody that knew, when police say if anybody knows what if anybody has any information, I'd say there was one person, and probably only one person, that had that information. And y'all can guess who that would be, right? He's in prison. He's in jail right now. So, I mean, it just goes to show you, if there's one, two, or three, people that, commit the murder, and police are saying, if anybody with information, would come forward, more than likely, if one, two, or three people are the ones involved, and only the ones involved, and don't let nobody else know about it, then ain't nobody really going to come forward, because they don't know about it, except for the people that committed the murder. You know what I mean? So, Little Red says, see, there's someone that has information on Sebastian too. Yes. He just didn't disappear with, in my opinion, with see, I figure, if the boy walked off, I'm just telling you, if the boy had walked off from the home, the canines would have picked up his scent. And, they would have went maybe to the next yard. They would have went to the road if he'd have walked to the road. They'd attract him to the driveway. But apparently there was no sign, no scent of Sebastian anywhere around the home. And, the guy over the search said there was some hits away from the home, but there was just no sign of Sebastian at the home, with the dogs. So, yeah, Garrett, something just ain't right about that. And I even talked to some canine people up here that train canines. They help law enforcement. Matter of fact, they had they had a county canine unit in their driveway when I talked to them. So, I mean, the officer wasn't there, but they were, training the dog. But yeah, they said if there's an article with a good, scent on it, they'll, they have no trouble picking it up. And there's a little girl up here too that went missing that was autistic. She left in the middle of the night. Same exact scenario as Sebastian, right? And K9 picked her scent up immediately, tracked her down to a boat dock, and unfortunately they found her. I guess she, fell in the lake and drowned. But I'm telling you guys, they picked her scent up almost immediately and tracked that little girl down to the boat dock. But that didn't happen in Sebastian's case. I mean, it's just weird, guy. That's another, that's another red flag to me. I mean, now, could there be an extreme circumstance as to why there was no scent of Sebastian around the home? I guess there could be. But, there's also a chance of me winning the lottery, and every now and then I play it. I might play it like once every 2-3 months. Never won though. I can't even win a free ticket, guys. I can't even win a free ticket. So let's see here. I was trying to think. Y'all got any questions about the Summer Wells case or anything? Oh, yeah. Thank you, Little Red, for mentioning that. Guys, I still got to get with the post office and find out what a post office box is going to cost and all that stuff. So, stay tuned for that. I had someone ask me about that. And so I've got to get with the post office down the road and find out how to do all that. Last time I done it, you got to fill out a bunch of paperwork and I guess put like I think it's for 6 months or 8 months or or the whole year is what you pay for it. But I'm thinking it's like, I think that little one I had last time was like $80 for the year. Anybody here got a P.O. box? And of course, it may be different where you live. But I'm thinking they quoted me like around $60 to $80 for 12 months. Anybody here got a P.O. box? And they go by sizes too. I guess you've got small, which is like for just letters and rolled up magazines. Then they got medium, which can handle like, very small packages. And then they got the large P.O. boxes, which can handle, I guess, I think you can actually put like a shoe box in one of those things. Shorticia says $32 every 6 months. So that'd be $64. Yeah, $64. Yeah, I remember it's around $60 or $80 for the whole year. So I'd have to go. And again, it may be different where you guys live. If you have a P.O. box in California, it might be $500 a year. As expensive as everything is in California. Kim French says UPS store, you can get a good deal, $80. Okay, I'll check out the UPS. Yeah, we got a couple UPS stores around here, so I'll have to check on that. Garrett says that the boys are still not living with the Wells. Why haven't they been returned? Oh, they lost custody, Garrett. Don and Candace lost all legal custody of the boys. Let's see. Nicole says, I asked my mom what she pays for her P.O. box in Kentucky, and she said it's around $80 a year. Okay, yeah. So about between 60 and 80 a year, guys. Um, as Red says, you see the comment that a bloody sock was found in the Proudfoot's backyard. No, I didn't. I didn't see that. I figured that'd be all over YouTube if that was the case, Little Red. Lord, that'd be blowing up YouTube right there. I think, golly. So who said that? Who said that, Little Red? Oh, Garrett says I'm fairly new to that case. I've been following it since the yeah. The in the Summer Wells case, the parents, um, recently, it well, it just come out in the news recently, but I knew they lost custody way before it come out in the news. Um, Rita says a bloody sock. That is the first I heard. Um, Baby Kisses says I've never heard it. So, Little Red, tell us a little bit more about this bloody sock. Oh, Mary Guthrie, she is in that, huh? In chat. Oh, Margaret Guthrie. We'll try to find. Okay, Margaret. Okay, but yeah, I figured though, guys. I mean that would be. I mean, for a YouTuber to break that kind of news, man, that would be like a, you know, um, that would get a lot of people's attention right there. I mean, did the news report it? Uh, Kristen K says, "Where are the dumping grounds?" They are. I will just say they are in Sullivan County. Um, I kind of don't want to give the exact location just because I've been granted access to it, but the property management people, it's owned right now by a property management agency, and people have went up there and have gotten hurt, and that's at that point, that was many years ago, and they kind of didn't want nobody up there after this one really bad accident. Uh, so they sometimes have it monitored, like the police will drive around, and if they see a car parked there, they'll go into it and try to find the people on the property and tell them, you can't be in here. We were told by the property management people that nobody's supposed to be in here. So and it and it's got some history to it. Um, I can see police, maybe if they're bored, kind of checking the place out too. Um, but I don't think they're like just going to get out of their car and go up in it for like 30 minutes to an hour. But they definitely do um, patrol that place pretty good. I'll tell you that. Let's see. Thunderscape says the Bly Wells were probably given a choice: give up the boys or face charges. Candace did that with her first two children in Wisconsin. Yeah. I mean, I know somebody that works for, or they did work for CPS, and she told me that a lot of times, they'll, tell the parents, it gets to the point where they're telling, um, we're all adults here, guys, so pardon my language. CPS gets to a point where they tell the parents to shit or get off the pot. You know what I mean? And if they still can't make up their mind, they pretty much just give them an ultimatum. From my understanding, they tell them, hey, you either give your rights up or face possible charges. You know what I mean? So Gary, yeah, he's pretty nasty, man. He's pretty nasty. Yeah, they're both. Yeah, they're both. I've talked to people up in Garrett. I've talked to people up in Beach Creek, and I was shocked. A lot of people didn't know of them until Summer went missing. Had a lot of people up there. It gave um, it gave Beach Creek a really. I mean, Beach Creek already had a reputation, but it was kind of getting better. It's a lot of people moved out. Some people have stayed. It's a generational community. But over the I'd say past decade, um, I'd say Beach Creek has gotten a lot better than it used to be. You know what I mean? And I don't think there's anybody out there kidnapping kids up in Beach Creek. I'll just go ahead and say that's my opinion. I don't think nobody's up in Beach Creek kidnapping kids. And I don't think Summer was the first one. I don't think Summer was kidnapped, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But yeah, when when uh, when the leaves and everything start falling, I think once the leaves pretty much fall off the trees and everything, all the foliage is mostly gone. I'm gonna get out there and take you guys with me, and we'll go exploring and do a bunch of stuff, guys. So I know some places that I'd like to hit, some caves. Um, there's some caves in the area that I'd kind of like to hit and go in and see what's in those caves. Got to be careful though. About got killed in one last time. I was at the very last cave. I'll say this: the very last cave I'd ever been in, I about died. Um, I'd say I was about 20 years old. We went in this cave. I was coming back up out of it. Luckily, my friend was already out of it, and I was coming back out of it with a rope. You had to climb up a rope to get out of it. But there's some wet clay because there's water coming down and over that clay, and it makes it super slick. And I started sliding over to the side and going down because that rope was covered in clay. I don't know how my friend got out, but luckily he did. And anyway, I started sliding down that rope, and I was like, I don't know how far down this rope goes. I don't know if and then if the rope ends, because when you go down into it to the first ledge that you can get on, there's a drop off beside that ledge, and that's where I kind of slid off of and was going down past that ledge. I didn't know if it was 100-foot drop, 50-foot drop, 500-foot drop, because it's like dark down there. I can tell you shine a flashlight down there and not see the bottom. Um, but anyway, I was like, I'm about to die, so I wrapped that rope around my wrist, and luckily the friction of it around my wrist stopped me. And at the same time, my buddy in the woods up there started pulling on the rope, his end, and pulled me up and out of there. But I'd say if I was the first one that had went out that cave, and that happened to me, and nobody was able to pull me up and out of that cave, old Don B might not be here today. So, you know how people have that fear of water? I know what they mean now when they say, they've got a fear of water. I got this fear of caves now. I respect them, put it that way. I respect caves. Little Red says, I'm afraid of being in a cave. CP already told us where Sebastian is, 10 feet under concrete. Replay that clip. Oh, okay. Yeah, just like, what was it Don Wells said? Summer's probably chained up somewhere. Y'all ever hear him say that? He keeps referring to Summer being, as being chained, had been chained up somewhere, and and only, I mean, even let's say, guys, I'm just trying to be honest with you here. If Dawn sold her, um, if Dawn and Candace sold Summer, when you look at the real underground world, criminal world of trafficking women and girls, Dawn, they don't chain them up. They rent them out just like everybody else does. Send them overseas, rent them out. There's no, but yeah, it does concern me though, guys, that Don says that, I mean, maybe he's just saying that because, um, uh, well, I really, I really don't want to say why I think Don says that, but um, have y'all ever seen the basement of their house? I'll just leave it at that. Been some wild stories, crazy wild stories, and about parties and drugs and stuff at 110 Ben Hill Road. So um, I'm hoping when everything is said and done, you know, I'm hoping nothing gross or uh, I'm just hoping nothing happened down in that basement while Summer was alive. I'll just put it that way. And I'll just leave it there, guys. I'll just leave it there. But those statements from Don, he keeps saying it. It it really concerns me why he keeps saying, that she's probably chained up somewhere and being beat and all that stuff. Um, so maybe Don is saying that, but for a reason, you know. So let's see here. St. Elmo's Fire says, are they still living at 110? Yeah, I assume they are. I assume they are. Um, and I was talking about this the other day to somebody. I mean, Don got that house given to him basically. I guess his mom, after she died, he got the house. Um, and if Don and Candace can't make ends meet with no mortgage, no rent, how the hell would they have done it if his mom hadn't died? You know what I mean? How the hell would they have done it if Don's mom hadn't died and left him that house? I mean, if they lived that nasty and done all them drugs and alcohol and didn't have to worry about rent or a mortgage, um, basically a free roof over their head. I mean, what would they have done if Don's mom was like still alive? You know what I mean? It just seemed, in my opinion, it just seems to me like once Don's mom died, um, they took advantage of basically a free place to party, do drugs, do alcohol, and um, well, they exposed all their kids to it too, right? They exposed all their kids to it. Gypsy says, does anyone know what medication Sebastian takes? I don't know, Gypsy. I mean, I remember Seth saying that, um, I guess maybe Katie used to give him some to help him sleep or whatever. And, Seth said that, um, in his opinion, he thought that she may have overdosed him. Now he wasn't saying that she did, but he just, that was one of, that was floating in the back of his head. He says, I wonder if that could have happened. I don't think he was saying it did happen. He's just wondering, I think in Seth's mind, it's definitely a possibility. But no, I don't know what kind of medication Sebastian was taking. Um, I know a lot of people give their kids Benadryl, um, what is it, melatonin, stuff like to help them go to sleep. Let's see. Little Red said they did not file a TPO on him. He falsely accused her. I don't know what's going on there. Let's see. Baby Kisses said there's a basement under the shed. There's a basement under the shed of up there on 110 Ben Hill Road, Baby Kisses. Uh-oh. Somehow Baby Kisses' message got retracted. That wasn't me, Baby Kisses. Yes, there is. Gotta love YouTube. Gotta love YouTube. See, my hands are right here. I didn't do nothing. Yeah, first time I've heard about that too. I mean, I'm sure. Well, I don't know. I mean, I sit here and say I'm sure police looked at everything. You had Don coming out saying that they flipped his house probably 24 times. Tore it inside and out. But again, guys, in the real world, where was D. Warner at for the last 3 years? You know what I mean? Where was D. Warner at for the last 3 years? Right under everybody's nose. Now, did they just look at it and go, there's, because if he welded it back up, maybe they thought it was a factory weld. You know what I mean? And it just goes to show you that, you know, um, if planned, yeah. I mean, if planned, it can be hard to solve. Well, guys, I guess I'm going to jump off here. But anyway, I just wanted to jump on here and basically let this be your live stream. We talk about a little bit whatever you guys wanted to talk about. So I had a good time, really did. Had a good time. Kim says D. Warner's brother was 3 feet away, asking why he was welding and it was unreal. Oh, okay. Garrett, have a good night, buddy. Janet says great chat. Yeah, yeah, fun to ski and baby kisses. Yeah, part of the house, Dawn added onto her. I think Dawn added some stuff to it, but I mean, if that house hadn't been left to Dawn, and again, if they, if I would love to have a free roof over my head. I think 99% of us would. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you for, uh, jumping in, having a chat with me. Thanks for sitting and having a chat. I appreciate it. And again, I'll be back on tomorrow night at 9. And if weather permitting, guys, I might get the fire pit going, and we'll have a little chat out by the fire pit, and we'll do this again. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. And if you're watching this and you missed it, definitely watch it on replay. Drop some comments. You can always, drop some comments and let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night.